Hey guys, morning. So it's quite early in the morning and right behind me is the tractor. And then you can see that we are busy offloading feed. Very early in the morning, we want to feed the birds. We are offloading feed. The feed was mixed yesterday, but it was brought here early this morning. So the feed has been offloaded. It's going to be prepared, taken up on the ramp and fed to the birds. This is the first time I'll be taking you guys through the process, really, isn't it? I don't think we've done this before. So come on, I think it's a special kind of video. Let's get on with it. Alright, so this acts as a temporary storage. You can see that there's really no pallets because the feed is not going to stay here for even 10 minutes. Just a few minutes, it's going to be carried away. It's quite an amount of feed, over a ton that we are feeding to the birds over there. And you can see that this is temporary storage for us. We have some eggs over here. I don't know how many trays, over 100. If I try to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 300. Whoa, 300 trays of eggs that we have over here, and these are going to be taken up. So these birds just started to lay, and ideally the first few eggs, the ones that I just showed you, the 300 that we do collect, we don't incubate. You know, if I look inside here, you'll see some eggs. You see some eggs inside here. These we don't incubate because they are still quite small. I'll pick it up. They are starting to, get bigger. If you take a look, they are getting a bit bigger, but they are still not up to standard of the kind of eggs you would want to incubate. So because of that, we just collect them. We're just going to collect them, then we shall use them as eating eggs for now until they reach the target weight. So that's why you see they are being collected there. They're going to be taken up and they're going to be sold for eating. As eating eggs. We need to make sure you don't hatch them, because if we hatch them before they reach a particular weight, the chicks that will come out will be poor quality chicks. It's almost just about time when we can start hatching them. Okay guys, so you can see we are getting our feed ready to take to the chicken houses. It has already been pre-weighed, all of it, so we know the weight of each bag. So you can see it being carried onto the wheelbarrows, and you can see that there is a funnel in each wheelbarrow. You can see the funnel right there, and another funnel over there, and now the feed can be carried up. There's someone loading eggs onto the tractor. You can see there's some eggs being loaded onto the tractor. Those are our hatching eggs from the birds that are already laying eggs that are up to standard. You know, the 3,000 birds that we have, these were collected yesterday. So they have been in a cool area because this was over the night that they were kept here, and now they are put inside the tractor. You can see right there to be transported to a proper storage area where they can then be used for hatching and incubating. And then right here you can see our feed going up the ramp. So we'll follow our guys, we'll follow them with the wheelbarrow. Quite easy to take it up. That's probably about 50-60 kilograms, and you saw how easily he took it up on the ramp right there. Okay, it's a gentle rise. You can see as the feed is being taken up. Not very tough, not very bad. Okay, that's the second one. That's a third one over there. Okay, so we'll go up and feed the birds together. Okay, so this is supposed to be our pulley system to help us, but it's faulty. It's faulty. supposed to help us take the feed all the way up to this floor right here, but it's faulty, so that means for now we can't use it. Let's get in and see how the birds are fed. Okay, you can see the birds right here. They're waiting for their feed. They're like, hey guys, what's up? Where's the food taking so long? Why is it taking so long? All right, let's get up and I'll show you guys how it's done. All right, so you can see the 2 rails that we have. All the 4 wheelbarrows are up. Let's get up. Cool. So we have 2 ramps, one on that side and one on this side. We're going to have guys feed in this section, okay? So one guy is going to be feeding along this rail, another and along this rail as they move towards the other side. And then we already have 2 guys, they have gone to the very end. They're going to be feeding while coming this side. So like I said, you can see the feed inside the bag, and you can see our funnel and a cup that will be used for measuring how much feed goes in. Before, we used to give the birds different kinds of feed. So that's why we had labeled the pipes. You can see some pipes labeled with a blue strip. That was supposed to signify which one goes where. The blue would stop here. The unlabeled ones, like the next one, would go all the way down. But right now, the birds are all feeding on the same kind of feed, so that doesn't really matter at the moment. So I'll cross over so I show you guys exactly what we're doing. So you can see our feed right there in the wheelbarrow. Okay. The feed is poured into the wheelbarrow to make it easier to be picked out, you know, with the cup. It's easier to get it out when it's in the wheelbarrow compared to when it's in the sack. Okay. So there is more feed over there, and there are our breeder birds. Beautiful. Okay. Very, very beautiful. And now the serving starts. You can see. You can see how it's done. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. And you can see down where it moves into the birds. Okay. Then we move on to the next one. We're currently feeding the top floor, just the top floor. So we are feeding the ones with the marked, you know, tape around. So you can now see that the birds are piled more towards the area where they are giving out the feed. You see, we have our guys giving out the feed there, and you can see lots of birds over there. And this section where there is no feed being given out, there's barely any birds. Barely any birds. And then if we move towards the end, the other side where we do have people giving out feed, again, you'll notice that there are more birds. So the birds can tell where the feed is being distributed, and they'll gravitate towards that side. That's why we make sure that there is scattering, you know, that there's people giving feed on this side and the other side, to make sure all the birds don't go to one area. So you can see lots of birds here. Just down here, there is nothing because there's no one giving feed right here. But there's feed being given here. So we have 4 guys. There's feed being given down here. On this opposite side, there is no feed, so we have no birds. But at the end, the other side, there is feed. So the birds are busy enjoying themselves, you know, receiving the feed. And again, you can see even here, the pipes are stripped. You know, the ones that are going all the way down, for example, this one is stripped. Then the ones that are, you know, this one stops right here. It has no marking on it, just to show the difference. So again, the feed is being served for the top floor, as you can see, right from the wheelbarrows using the funnels. Okay. Quite efficient and easy. And that minimizes entry into the chicken house. You know, it minimizes entry into the chicken house because it poses a risk. Every time you get into the chicken house, there is a risk of carrying disease or anything. So it's better and easier that it's done right at the top. And so there's very little access to the birds themselves. Actually, I'll go right to the bottom and You know, we shall see how the birds are feeding and how the feed actually pours down. So quickly, just like that, the guys are done with one wheelbarrow. So they are moving out with the wheelbarrows. Just one last guy left at the end, right there. Now you guys can see him, but maybe just half of the house has been fed, or maybe a little bit less than half. So they are going down to get more feed, and then they will come up and give the rest of the birds the feed. You see, that entire section has no birds. You can see the birds are in this section. So this area has feed, but that entire area has no feed. So the guys will move out. You can see the rail on which the wheelbarrow passes, okay? And out they'll go to bring up more feed in order to give the birds. Okay, so here we go, more feed arrives. Actually, I think I just need to move down so that I show you guys exactly how it happens and how more feed is given to the bottom floor. So as the guy prepares the feed to pour it into the wheelbarrow, I'll make my way down. Alright, I just bypassed the guy moving up. This is another guy taking feed up. I'll just move into the house. Okay, I make sure I use the foot dip every time. Open the door, okay, and shut it behind you. Always leave it shut. And then now you can see the birds feeding. These ones are already feeding. So the ones this side had already received their food. The ones this side. And you can see that we have birds inside the laying boxes. The ones inside the laying boxes, the ones that are already laying, will not get out to eat. It doesn't matter whether they are hungry or not, you know. They won't get out to eat because I think laying an egg is like producing a child. The urge to lay the egg is bigger than the urge to eat. You know, it's like pushing a child. When you get into labor, you can't say you're going to eat food when you're in labor. When you have a contraction, something. The birds won't get out of those laying boxes simply because there is food once the egg comes. So, but you see the birds feeding right now. So these are the pipes that connect to our feeder, and this is the pipe that connects to the bottom floor. This one moves right from the top to the bottom floor. So we shall move along and see how the birds receive their feed inside the feeders. Okay? We'll move along. Wow, the birds are now beautifully dispersed right from the beginning, almost near the end, right here. You can see the bird because now all these feeders have got food. All the feeders have got food. Okay? I think this is the next feeder. Okay, you can see this right there. And immediately the birds come in. As soon as the feed pours into the feeder, you have the birds jumping right in to enjoy the feed. So guys, I think that's an ingenious way of feeding the birds. That way, no one ever needs to move inside here. Someone will probably move here once a day after taking proper measures to collect any floor eggs and then to make sure that there are no sick birds, you know, to just do some good supervision. But you don't need to move here every time just, you know, to feed the birds, because feeding the birds requires lots of people. In order for it to be done quickly, it requires lots and lots of people. So in order to avoid lots of people moving inside here, we came up with this system which is very, very efficient. It ensures that we have as little chaos as possible on the inside of this house. So right now the birds have all been fed properly. It's quick. It's really, really quick, guys. It doesn't take a long time. And then you can see that they are properly and nicely dispersed right from the other side through to the other side. There's enough feed everywhere. It is efficient. We have very little losses of feed, you know. The feed doesn't pour down. Unlike in usual deep litter where you're pouring feed directly into the feeder, the guys usually pour lots of the feed on the floor. This one, you're sure it's going to go into the funnel, into the feeder, right at the bottom. The birds are continuing to lay, and it's very nice. I really love it. It's just, you know, like me, I had to move inside here, so I had to make sure that I'm properly clean. I took a bath in the morning before coming inside here, put on my gumboots, make sure they are food dipped. I'm literally clean and I won't bring any disease into the chicken house, and that's the whole purpose of this system, to increase the biosecurity, because without biosecurity everything else is wasted. The birds will easily get sick and they will die. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell, that way you never miss out on any upload. Lots of love guys, catch you very soon with another video. Bye bye.